good evening. Welcome back here for the second game of the evening. We're going to watch Power Rangers. 2 times, actually. We're going to first see them going up against DT168, otherwise known as the retry. And as the second match for Power Rangers, third match for us, we're going to see them going up against Relax, who are doing fine. For now, though, Power Rangers taking on Dream Team 168. And we're going to see we're going to see them already in the draft. And I'm not by myself. I'm once again joined by G Advance. Welcome back. And don't forget to unmute yourself.
Dire team pick.
Because that's kind of needed. You have your stuff. Thank you. Hello.
I'm an idiot.
Yep, we knew that. And may I just say that this is the fastest draft yet?
I'm glad it's a fast draft. I feel like the pace of this game better be speedy, because that last game, whilst it was awesome, it really was. It was a long game.
It was.
And it's tiring, like genuinely tiring to have to be constantly looking at everything and thinking about everything for that amount of time. I can't imagine what it's like as a player playing professionally.
No wonder that we saw
that sort of stuff.
No wonder that we saw Stress wanting to drink. So not Stress. Reeves wanting to drink some coffee.
Yeah, Reeves.
But we are going to see no Lycan, or at least, so we are not going to see Lycan, let's just say it that way. Ancient Apparition, Invoker, and Shadow Demon removed. Now, Shadow Demon banned out in the first 2 ban picks. That's a bit surprising. We do have the Ember Spirit and Centaur picked up, both on the side of Dream Team, with the Marana-Bane combination for Power Rangers, something they're going to be fairly happy with. Though, I have to say, I mean, an Ember and a Centaur are both very strong.
I'm almost completely blown away by the fact that Power Rangers would rather fight against a Centaur or an Ember Spirit than they would rather fight against the Shadow Demon. They're like, oh no guys, we can't give them Shadow Demon, but Centaur, totally fine.
Yeah.
Big man beast that jumps on people and stomps everyone. And I mean, the thing is it is a very good defensive hero, and obviously you do want a good defensive hero versus the Bay-Marana combo, but Dream Team pick up arguably the better hero as far as defensive heroes go for supports. They pick up Dazzle, who's great defensively, one of the best defensive heroes you're going to get right now. He's very useful in all kinds of different strategies, whether it's supporting hard carries, whether it's going in for, early pushing, or, he can even go into a farming role as well. So I'm kind of surprised that they banned Shadow Demon and give them Dazzle, but honestly, some teams, sometimes they want to say, okay, we want to try and see what the most imbalanced lineup you could try and pick is, and we're going to try and fight it. So maybe that's part of it. Obviously, they take out the Invoker, which is an extremely popular hero right now. He's in virtually every game, but otherwise, they give Dream Team pretty much the dream lineup. These are some of the best heroes you're going to get in this patch.
Yeah, Power Rangers is going to try to fight it. They've got the Nature's Prophet and the Disruptor picked up, so a little bit of both. You've got yourself your split push, your solo offlane if you want to, your jungle, and on the other side you've got yourself your team fight, your control. Only thing they like is a bit of damage, but that's going to come from the Marana at some point. But hopefully their mid-hero that they have in mind, if it's not going to be Marana, depends of course what they're planning. But the mid-hero that they have in mind should be able to throw out a big punch, because Marana is a nice hero to have, don't get me wrong, but in terms of damage, she sometimes kind of lacks. So I'm hoping for maybe something like a Scandal TA or something to come out from that last pick. But I mean,
it's definitely an option.
They've got a solid lineup.
But TA does not do well versus Ember Spirit in general, because if Ember catches her out, Refraction does nothing. Refraction as well is, I mean, it's even worse versus Ember Spirit than it is versus most heroes who do damage over time, because Flame Card's dot is crazy fast. It's way faster than most other dots. It burns through the Refraction incredibly fast. He also has 2 dots, because he has Searing Chains as well, so TA would be nice from the damage front. It's good minus armor as well, but in the lane, it's very weak versus Ember Spirit. Both of them have the capability to kill each other off with just a little bit of help, and to be honest, Power Rangers don't have as good heroes for coming in and helping out with ganks. Bane, normally one of those heroes who you just sit in a lane and you say, alright, we're going to try and win this lane. Disruptor, it generally needs a fair amount of farm in the early game, a fair amount of time to get levels as well. That's the big thing about him, because you need max glimpse, and then after that, you don't actually do any damage on your own, so you want to try and get some more levels up as well. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Maybe Power Rangers will actually put the Bane Marana mid and try and, crush that Ember Spirit in the lane through that. They could still pick up the TA, which I think would be a good pick overall, and they could put it in the safe lane. I don't know, there's a lot of options open for them, but I definitely think something with some good minus armor will help them this game, because Ember Spirit, of course, suffers from having very poor minus armor. And actually, is this a mid Centaur or a mid Clockwork? Because they just picked up Clockwork on Dream Team.
Is this a safe lane Centaur, off lane Clockwork? Maybe they want to go for an aggressive tri lane. They have a lot of options here for sure.
There's a lot of options for them. There's a lot of options for Power Rangers, though, so there's going to be a fair amount of mind games coming out, because the thing is, Power Rangers, you can put the Bane Mirana together. You don't have to have them together. You can have them off doing their own thing. The Nature's Prophet can be farming somewhere. He can be in the jungle. He can be in the mid. He can be on the solo safe lane. There's a lot of different things for them, but I think the real issue is making sure they get their Ember Spirit farm. So if I was Dream Team right now, I'd be thinking, okay, you know, Power Rangers, they have great lanes, but if they really want to run an aggressive tri lane, we just pick up another support who's good in a tri versus tri. We help the Ember Spirit. Maybe he gets a couple kills early, because the thing is if you lose a Mirana tri lane, aggressive tri lane, you just leave the Mirana there and your supports go do something else. And they might try and do that, but it's difficult for Dream Team because Disruptor is quite a good tri lane hero. I'm not sure about this one. I feel like Bane is not a great tri lane hero, but he's so good with Mirana. They could go aggressive. Dream Team could as well, though. It's all up in the air at the moment, to be honest.
There's so many options. I do kind of like that. I also kind of like that everybody was like speed drafting until Dream Team was not sure about what to pick up as their fourth hero and used all of their bonus time. And also Power Rangers
maybe
just using some
PGG
of
just
their
walked
bonus
off. I don't know. His attitude sometimes is one of... Like, he can just do anything.
He could
you know
have
what I
done
mean?
that,
I don't mean he's got
actually.
a bad attitude. I mean he's like...
Random.
1 second, guys. I need to...
Reserve time.
And he'll just, like, go look out the window for, like, 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, he'd genuinely be like that, so... Yeah, I mean, the last bans out here, they both mean a fair lot here, because it seems Dream Team, they think the enemy team is going to get a mid, and Power Rangers, they seem confident that Dream Team are picking up some sort of defensive support, or somebody who's pretty good in the lane, and Shadow Shaman is not good at try versus try, so I don't think Power Rangers are going to go hyper-aggressive here. Maybe they'll go dual lanes, though.
They could be. I wouldn't mind seeing that. They do pick up a Timber Saw, so we're gonna, for now...
Don't think it's dual lanes anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So that looks like it's gonna be a solo lane for the... Maybe... They were the ones to go for Nature's Prophet mid, right? At some point?
Yeah, I mean, a few teams have done it over time. It's not very popular now. It used to be a long time ago, but they can put the Nature's Prophet in the middle lane. I'm not sure how it will do versus the Ember Spirit, though. I almost feel like if the Ember Spirit goes Flame Guard, he'll just be like, alright, I'm gonna kill your trees. Because the DPS that they do really early on is enough to just burn out those trees, and that's basically extra XP and gold that goes his way. And yeah, Dream Team, I think they're gonna go defensive with this, because they pick up a Rubik and a very good defensive support, not one that's great at killing. I'm not sure what Power Rangers will do here, although it's going to be Scandal on the Timbersaw.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat, I mean, he is an Nature's Prophet player. There's no surprise about that, but I am curious
I think he'll
to see.
still be solo safe lane.
It could be.
If
And
anywhere,
then
I
have
don't think he'll go into the mid lane.
It can work too. It can definitely work as well. Well, ZXC playing the Ember. I think we're gonna see it soon, because we are waiting for everybody to select their heroes, which still needs to happen for the side of DT. Dream Team 168. So which lineup do you favor? Because I have to say I'm a bit torn.
I think,
Normally
honestly,
I'd
these
say
lineups are
Ember
pretty even.
Centaur. That's my normal.
I would say that. I would say overall Dream Team is slightly more reliable a team. But Power Rangers, if they hit, you know, some perfect arrows, things like that, they can definitely set themselves up for a very winning and strong early game. The problem is can they sustain themselves? Because, I mean, Mirana is not a good carry hero as far as damage is concerned. And DT, we just saw how much damage an Ember Spirit can do late. They still lost that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we never know. If
the
he
Ember
picks up
Spirit lost that
rapiers
game,
and
but-
loses them, there's a Nature's Prophet and Mirana. Both are very good rapier carriers.
What about Disruptor? He had one in the last game. He ended the game with a rapier.
This is true. No, he did not.
Increasing... Did he not?
No,
oh, no,
because
he died.
He
And
died
gave it to
and gave it to
didn't
the
he?
Invoker. Yep.
Damn it! I was gonna say he's raising the win rate of Disruptor Rapier. Although I imagine most people that get a Rapier on Disruptor have probably already won their game pretty hard already.
This is true. Well, let's take a look at who is. Unless they were doing the Divine Courage.
Unless they were trolling.
Yeah.
Or they were doing Divine Courage. Yeah. Does anyone do Divine Courage anymore though? I feel like that's fallen out of favor.
It has been falling
I haven't
out of him.
heard of anybody doing it for a long time.
Well, today, let's hope these players are not going to do that. Let's take a look at who is playing what. So we do have a pause coming out from the teams. Of course, once again, you are watching the excellent Moscow Cup, which is basically a CIS tournament with 11 teams, one of which already is lost and one of which has a bit of question marks around it. Virtus.pro, that would
They're
be...
vampires, is my theory.
Okay, so this is a bad theory. But regardless, at the end of the group stage season, which is a round robin, everybody faces each other once in best of 1 games. There's a top 4 of those group that go to LAN finals in Moscow for $25,000. So there's a pretty legit prize pool right there. Power Rangers still doing really well on the rankings. Actually, let's take a look at the exact rankings. Power Rangers have played only 3 games so far out of the 10 games that they have to play in total. And they have won 2, so they've lost one of those, which I believe was against Meteor Makers, who's still unbeatable. Or unbeaten, I should say, because unbeatable, nobody is unbeatable in Dota, that's true. Then you've got on the other side...
Meteor Maker's best team ever.
Yeah. Then you got on the other side DT168, or otherwise known, or previously known as the Retry. The Retry has played 6 games so far, which is nice for them, great, but they have lost 5 of those, so they are not doing that well. Power Rangers, of course, are the ones to be having a chance to still go to that LAN finals, as the Meteor Makers already secured themselves a spot by having no defeats and 7 victories, so that's quite good for them. But DT168...
Well, that's because they're the best team. We just went through this. Ever. In Dota.
They're there.
Probably other sports as well.
They're there. Well, we saw DT168 yesterday, and they were kind of struggling with synergy, is what I want to say. They were struggling mostly with synergy. We'll see if it's better today. They have, of course, played quite a bit yesterday, not just for the excellent Moscow Cup, but also for, I believe, the Gigabyte Challenge, for example, or something of the sorts. We're gonna have, for Power Rangers on the Radiant side, it is Blue FNG. He's gonna play the Disruptor. In the mid lane, we're gonna have Scandal, still under the stand-in tag, but he has been playing for Power Rangers forever.
He is an official member of the team.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody says, he's a member of the team right now.
So
They might
Scandal
say
mid
standing above his head, but yeah.
on the Timber Saw. That will be interesting to see. We've got Cheshire Cat on his signature hero. He's always fun to watch on this Nature's Prophet, so we'll see what he can make happen. As he's a very active Nature's Prophet. Same thing, like I think we can compare him a little bit to Seedoy on Nature's Prophet, so that's like just as aggressive. In the bottom lane, we're gonna have Moon playing the Marana, farming it up on that hero, and then last but not least, it is J4 playing the Bane. Gotta try to set up for some arrows if he can. In the meantime, in the mid lane is where action is already happening. ZXC will make it out alive, but only barely. Looks like we're gonna have 2 dual lanes coming out here on mid. I'll let you introduce DT168.
Yeah, on the side of DT168, like you said, ZXC, he's on the Ember Spirit here. Going in a dual lane with PGG, he's on the Dazzle. Seems like they're not doing well so far, though. I mean, their level 1 damage that FNG and Scandal can put out is way higher than ZXC and PGG can put out. On the off lane, it's going to be Nubik. We've already seen him doing a little bit of shenanigans with trying to put creeps into trees, but he didn't manage it. It didn't matter anyway, because he's managed to pull the creeps all the way up here. He has got himself a bit of a big creep wave, but he's going to get plenty of XP from this. Lastly, it is going to be Afterlife on the safe lane Centaur here, supported by No Fear. Why did you tell me so? What was that all about?
I told you Centaur safe lane.
You actually did tell me Centaur safe lane. Damn it.
I did.
It's very unusual, because the thing is I feel like the safest way would have just been putting ZSC on the safe lane, but because Timbersaw's most likely going to be in the mid, and nobody really crushes Ember Spirit that badly, but they make it hard for him to farm. He's only got 4 last hits so far, so I feel like this is kind of outlaned by PR, and something that you mentioned before is that DT, yesterday they had a great draft, but they have struggled with synergy a lot, and they have struggled to end games as well. A few times in this tournament they've looked really far ahead, and then just threw the game off a cliff, a really deep cliff, and put themselves in bad situations just by sort of silly mistakes. So I feel like the biggest issue for DT is just playing this game a bit safer than they normally do. Maybe that means they don't get quite as many kills, but otherwise they've proved to be a pretty strong team overall as far as their skill is concerned.
Yeah.
Or Nubik on the bottom lane. He's been arrowed up already.
He's in some trouble. Let's see if there's going to be a brain step. There is a brain step if he wants to, but it doesn't look like he'll need it. Oh, and now he has got the mana for it, but the vision is not there. J4, what are you doing? Waiting for the cogs to disappear. There's the brain step. That's your first blood right there. Took him some time. Felt like he was, he could have ended it sooner, but he gave Nubik a chance.
Kept on getting fogged, I think. He kept on getting fogged, actually, is the problem that he was able to, that he was running into there.
Never mind. No Fear was actually almost blocked in by some creeps, but he.
Oh, that would have been a bad situation. Because Rubik, not a good hero as far as damage is concerned, level 1. He's very nice defensively, but yeah, he struggles as far as actually doing anything to trees. I mean, look at him trying to deal with this tree here that's blocking off his pull camp. It's taking him a ton of time to do. His DPS is not good. But yeah, Nubik gives up first blood on the bottom lane, but even so, he still managed to get level 2 fairly fast. He's, you know, destabilized the lane enough to the point where he's getting a couple of last hits, a fair amount of XP. I feel like it's worth it for him to die there, especially because he hurt these two as far as mana is concerned a lot. J4, very, very mana-dependent hero on the Bane. He uses up a lot of mana with all the spells, and I mean, he's not going to have Arcane Boots very fast or anything like that. So, Nubik, he did a good job there, I think, to be honest, because he managed to fog a couple times, and actually on the top lane.
Yeah, it was a lift into a stun, into damage. I didn't actually catch the kill myself. I was busy moving the cat away from my face. But nice kill, a good kill too. And Nature's Prophet, to be honest, should be rotating into the jungle because it is just a very difficult lane. And actually, Nature's Prophet is teleporting in towards Nubik because Nubik is in trouble. Got hit by an arrow, will take a fall here. As Mirana gets a killing blow this time.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it before. Cheshire Cat, one of the more active Nature's Prophets we see on the map. He dies. He's like, whatever, guys, I'm going to go gank. And that's what he does. He helps with the gank there. Maybe he'll go straight into the jungle. Maybe he'll, yeah, it looks like he'll go into the jungle first, but they can go for a fairly early push here. The catapult will be up in a minute and a half, and that is probably the time for them to push. That 6-minute mark, when the second catapult comes up into the lane. The Nature's Prophet there as well. They have the Basilius on the Mirana as well. So they'll probably take a tier 1 from that if nobody comes to defend. And of course, a Clockwork, whilst he's great as far as, you know, holding himself alive on the offlane, which he's not doing a good job of now that he's died twice.
I was gonna say, like,
he's still getting good XP. He's still getting good XP. He's not good at defending the tower, though. That's one of the worst things about playing Clockwork. It's a lot similar to a Bounty Hunter. If the enemy team decides to push, you just give up. You just walk backwards, and you're like, okay, you guys are going to push my tower. Because Rocket Flare spam is nice and all, but it's a very, very low damage nuke.
Yeah, I'm actually liking the rotation that FNG made. Oh, and okay, I'm not liking the FNG rotation anymore. I feel like that rotation should not have...
I like the FNG rotation. Oh,
we died.
Guys, I'm wrong. I mean...
I like that they wanted... I like the thought behind it. Let's just put it that way, okay? Because...
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense for him to try and get as much XP as possible. But the fact is that Centaur Rubik, if it can kill a Nature's Prophet, it can kill a Disruptor as well, because Nature's Prophet's easier to kill. Or Nature's Prophet's slightly harder to kill.
Oh, Nubik will still go get picked up again, though. The leap wasn't really needed from Moon. He's taking a lot of damage, but he should be okay. Doesn't have anything.
Yeah, he takes the damage, but it doesn't even matter that much to him. And Moon is actually picking up a bottle now. That's a very much early game focused build, so PR are looking to take as many towers as possible and then just go and fight. Because the thing is, their heroes fall off dramatically this game, and they don't have much in the way of fast farming heroes either.
Scandal might be in some trouble. In comes the kinetic field though, and that's gonna lock in ZXC and PGG. Can they actually do some damage here in return? I don't think so. No level 6 shut up on Scandal.
Nah, and FNG is only level 3 as well. He gets level 4 from that, just from the creeps in the area, but yeah, it's very difficult for them to kill off ZXC, and like you said, Scandal also not level 6 here, so he doesn't have Chakra.
Oh, they're gonna go for PGG though. Nice kinetic field. That's gonna be a kill. The regen rune, of course, makes sure the Scandal has got everything up again, and ZXC, he's not gonna make it out alive with this one either. Tries to get a kill, and actually, Flare comes in from Nubik that still picks up the Disruptor. Nicely done from him. Turns into a 2-on-1, better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Nubik's had a difficult lane to deal with here. Bane Mirana, always one that's going to screw you over, so he's maxing Rocket Flare and trying to help out with some kills, which is exactly what he does. But, like I said before, 6-minute mark, the catapult's here, and immediately the push comes. It's not going to be on the safe lane, oddly enough, it's actually going into the middle lane, but that's because they're trying to focus down the Ember Spirit. They know at the moment that Dream Team, I still keep on wanting to call them Dream Time, but Dream Team, they only really have one major physical damage dealer, They know the Centaur is not going to be possible to shut down. He's going to have a very fast blink. In fact, he has it in just a couple more creeps, but they have to shut down ZXC because he's their only sustained physical damage, and he doesn't have any items right now. He's got a bracer and a bottle, so struggling definitely, but he should be able to catch up in the mid game if he gets a chance to. It's all about whether PR just keep the pressure up.
Yeah, talking about pressure, maybe Nubik is in some trouble. There is a ward up. They just
He
probably
has got
teleporting in as
support,
well. And
Oh no, this is the enemy team.
yeah,
Sorry,
enemy team.
He's
Nubik.
dead.
He's got quite a fair bit of gold, but the vision is there. That could be a nightmare. The arrow flies in anyway. In comes the Centaur. The stomp still hits upon Moon, and the double edge will actually kill him. Now Nubik, he's gonna go on J4. Nightmare up on Afterlife, but J4 is not gonna run away from this battery assault. He'll go down.
It's only level 1 battery assault though. He does have another rocket.
There's
He'll
the
get
flare.
the kill.
That's kill indeed. Oh, Nature's Prophet trying to teleport out. Looks like he's gonna be successful. Yes. And in the meantime, in the middle lane, we do have ourselves PGG dropping, but that's not a worthy trade regardless. Scandal gets out alive for the moment, doesn't have mana to teleport out, and there's still a bit of a hate train coming for him. ZXC is being one of those. He might be going for FNG instead, since he is baiting things out. He will actually drop. Although we do have Scandal living because of Disruptor dying.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing
Mirana
is
still,
right
Mirana
now...
actually came back in. Fiendskip there as well. ZXC will go down. As well as a Rubik double kill from Moon.
PR do not give up. When it comes to kills, they want more kills. That's pretty much their strategy in almost every game you see them in. They're going to get PGG as well now.
That's a very easy kill. Triple
Just
kill
out
for
of
Moon.
position then. Just out of position and gets caught out. And you have to remember that versus Bane Mirana, if you're not an incredibly tanky hero, if you get caught out, it doesn't matter whether you have Shallow Grave or spells to try and help yourself. You're going to get killed because the arrow duration is just too long. It's one of the best stuns that you're going to get. Does a ton of damage as well. Yeah, he goes down for that. And DT, they're struggling a bit, but they do have this Blink Centaur, who really is the crux of their aggression right
he's gonna
now.
get a kill there too. Clockwork coming in with the flare, getting the killing blow. Moonlight Shadow not enough to keep Cheshire Cat alive. Cheshire kill. Wow. Cheshire dead. More like it.
That would be a pretty good name.
We look at this. We're not even 10 minutes into the game, and we already have
Everything's on
ourselves
fire.
16 kills.
Yep, both teams just... This is like the sort of typical thing that you expect almost from this tournament, because this tournament is made of teams that just go, guys, we're 3 minutes in, we don't have any items, let's go kill the enemy team 6 times in a row. And both teams are trying it right now. PR seem to be slightly ahead of things, but it's a very close situation. It's only 2 kills in favor of them, though they did get the middle tower down already.
Oh, they saw where PGG was. Nice pick off. In comes Moon, goes for Fear. Starstorm stolen, but doesn't matter. The second star will
jumped
hit.
in here.
Yep, and he's dead actually. Chakram still coming in though, and Scandal might still be able to make something happen. Timberchain will pick him up. Now Nubik alive to get him with ZXC, but the bolus on 2. Nubik, Fiendscript though, and he'll still end up going down there. It's ZXC with the haste rune who will live, but it turns out to be a 1-on-4. Now, one thing that is in this game quite funny and interesting and actually very nice, the only, like, there's no real hero farming just on the side that could totally throw this game apart. Like, there's no Naga Siren. There's no super duper hard carry that is not involved in fights. So the fights that they're getting, and Nature's Prophet did just get a tower, I realized that one. But the fights that they are getting do mean a lot in this game, because later on in the game, it is not necessarily DT that will win this. That this is the deciding part of the game, is what I mean to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially because Ember is not a good hero at farming from behind. It's not like a Naga Siren where you get one particular item and suddenly your farm becomes huge. He's a hero that generally needs to get kills early in the game as well. He's more of a snowballer than anything. His late game potential is great, but at this rate, do we expect to see a late game? I don't think so. I mean, one of these teams is going to try and just end the game before the other, and for the moment, it looks like PR are slightly ahead, but I think the biggest problem for Dream Team right now is that they are not seeing any Graves coming out from this Dazzle. He's actually deciding to max Grave now, I think, or he's at least got 2 points in it, because so far, he's just got killed instantly. And the same has gone for his teammates as well.
4,
0, 4, and 0.
Yep. That's sad.
Welcome to PGG. Either get everything or get nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. In the meantime, both teams are doing the same thing. We have a smoke gank up for both of them, both sitting behind someone, although it is going to be the one that's for Power Rangers that is successful, yeah. And that's just because of the static storm. Like, there's no way that an Ember is going to get out of there. for now.
Disruptor is a
He doesn't
brilliant
have
hero
anything.
versus Ember. I think we're seeing that more and more. Not only is Disruptor just a good support hero in general, but he's very capable for shutting down Ember Spirit, because anything that holds Ember Spirit in place crushes him, because he has no basic survivability outside of Flame Guard, which a lot of players, this game included, do not actually pick up. I mean, this game, there's no Flame Guard on the Ember Spirit again, and I feel like versus Disruptor, maybe you should pick it up a little bit more often, because it's not like PR do any physical damage right now, so your armor and your stats don't matter that much. What matters is that Flame Guard giving you the extra effective HP, so other than Moon, who, you know, does a bit of physical damage, but even he doesn't do that much.
Flare coming in, scouting out some of Power Rangers, hook shot in, Nubik finds himself FNG, but the glimpse, not in time to save that Disruptor. No Fear still getting hit by an arrow though, and it will actually still get picked up. One more hit, the Grave actually comes out, look at that, Grave doing work, and No Fear, he'll live, while J4, alive for the moment, does not have a Brain Step for another 3 seconds. Mechanism will keep him up for a little while longer. He has a Brain Step, goes for it, but goes down before he can do it. No Fear, the one with the killing blow. No Fear does go down straight afterwards though, and PGG does not have a Grave left for himself. He'll go down as well. 3 for 2, 2 supports dead on Power Rangers. Well, we have got 2 cores dying by the looks of things. Oh, Afterlife jumps in, gets the Nature's Prophet. Clockwork still goes down. It is Afterlife that dodges an arrow. He's the last one alive for his team, and he is trying very hard to live. Oh, Starstorm didn't actually get the vision on Afterlife right there, and maybe that's going to be a saving grace, and it looks like indeed it is, especially with the teleport coming in again from No Fear, who cancels his teleport because he knew he was going to get glimpsed back anyway the moment that he showed his face, but they don't get the Centaur. 3 for 4 in the end.
I mean, these teams just do not let up on each other. Even when DT seem to be losing these fights, they go for them right now, and I think the big changer there for PR, who looked initially like they were going to start losing that, is that they had the mech up on the Timbersaw. This is something, I feel like I talk about this every time I see Timbersaw in a game, but I hate the just constant rush for Bloodstone on him, especially in a game like this where you need a mech, and he's gone for one.
He's in trouble. Nice static storm though. J4 still brain sapping, and Fiend's Grip from Afterlife. He is the one to get away for the moment though. I'm not sure where he went, but he lives. Where did he go? Now he dies. Thank you.
I have no idea where he went. That was confusing.
That was confusing. So I think he got glimpsed back to something as ZXC is trying to run. It looks like he'll be okay. Nubik not running. Nubik dying. 4 for 1 this time. And this time it was Power Rangers again that came with the aggression. Nice play again. I have to point out that this Bane is playing really well. He's been the target so often, but he's either actually delaying him dying, so just baiting out more time for his team to attack other targets, and he's just playing really well. And again, Power Rangers win a fight, and they are this time able to get a tower off the back of it.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you here. Despite the fact that he's not getting the most as far as stats is concerned from this, he's certainly setting up a lot of kills for his team. He's giving Scandal, he's giving FNG, he's giving Moon the chance to get these kills. FNG, I mean, he's doing a great job as well with these static storms. He hasn't got it up right now, though.
No, he just got blown up. We have ZXC running for his life. Afterlife will have to run very far before he gets back here, as PG is graving and teleporting himself out. Luckily, he's able to do that. We do have a blink up if he wants to. Ember still goes down. The center actually jumps and blinks, but doesn't really get anything with it. Now gets stuck inside the kinetic field. Does get a double edge off of the Disruptor, but it doesn't matter. Triple kill from Scandal. Glimpse back on Nubik. Do they have anything to lock him down with? Nope, they do not, but I don't think it matters. Another fight won by Power Rangers, who only have 1 outer tower left to go down. I mean, all these fights have been taking place on the side of DT168, and so far there are no towers down on the side of Power Rangers whatsoever, while on the side of DT168, this is the only remaining tower on the map, on the outer skirts of the base.
That's not just because DT's lineup isn't good at taking down towers. They don't have anybody on their team who's good at pushing towers, but also because they're constantly fighting on their side of the river, like you said. So every time that they lose one of these fights, the Nature's Prophet doesn't always have to be there, despite the fact that Cheshire Cat is generally one of those Nature's Prophet players who turns up to the team fights more often than most others. He's still managing to get these tower down at the same time, and he's now going to start on just a 4 staff as well. So he's going purely utility build if you look, really. He's actually got a Ring of Aquila, which is not exactly the usual item that you go on him, but he upgraded from a Basilius. He's just trying to get... I mean, if you look at the items, everybody's just trying to get them as much as they can. It's all cost-effective early game items. We have things like Urn up, we have Magic Sticks, we have mechs up coming for both teams. The Centaur almost has his. both teams are just trying to get as much as they can to get through this early game as possible, because this is early game is a bloodbath right
We're
now.
only 17 minutes into this game. I just realized, like, it feels like it's 27 minutes into this game, but they're fighting like it is. We do have J4 smoking up together with his team. Perhaps they can catch up PGG. They don't have a vision, but they do have now. It's night. It's daytime,
DT
so
don't
brain
have any
stab.
support
That's a
here.
kill right there. There's no way he can do anything about that. Glimpse.
Oh,
no
it
fear.
might go down as
Trouble
well.
for him. Kinetic field coming out as well. No fear trying to do what he can, but he'll go down. Actually gets yeah, that one will stay for a while. Nice one. Static Storm coming out. Not really hitting on anything, but does make sure that Afterlife can't run back, and we'll get Fiend Script and killed. 3 dead now in a matter of seconds, and they can go high ground on this one as well. Does that one actually do still damage? The chakram from the Rubik?
No, it's just a visual glitch. It's just a visual glitch.
Okay,
It's not meant to actually be there.
That's the last
I think
tower
it'll
down.
go when Rubik respawns, I'm not sure. I think it should do. Alright, no, it's stuck there forever.
Illusion.
Anyway, we could all be hypnotized by the disc right now.
I was
I looked
hypnotized by
away
the
to
disc.
see everything else, and then I saw your camera was still there, and you weren't saying anything. I was like, oh god, Shiva's been hypnotized
It
by a spinning
reminds you
disc.
of the twirling thingies of hypnotized thingies in cartoons, right? It's like, look at me. Look at it!
Alright. Yeah, I get it, I get it. Jesus, stop looking at it before you end up
Watch
mesmerized.
Shiva's stream. Every day. All day. Nice Roshan
Oh my
though.
god.
Power Rangers do it very
Yeah.
tech spook. I mean, they kill off all the outer towers and then they go for Roshan. We do have PGG caught out again. Wrong place, wrong time, like he often lately is. And he's been having a tough time in games so far. He has been able
And
to
it's
play
funny
some
'cause
words, but
Sometimes PGG really is just... I mean,
He
it's
is
a joke,
hit or
right?
miss.
Is that PGG is hit or miss, but it's true as well. PGG has had some fantastic games recently, and I mean, apparently the name change really hurt them. Because since the name change, they've had a couple games and they've just looked... they just looked uncoordinated. That's the
Yes.
real problem for DT right
No
now. I mean, the
synergy.
Centaur and the... For instance, in that last fight, the Centaur and the Ember Spirit went in when they just lost their Dazzle and their Rubik. So, at that point, you look at DT, you look at PR and you go, okay, we'll let them take
good
that.
stampede. We do have ZXC jumping in as well as Afterlife. They get an illusion so far, which is, you know, something. Fiend's Grip now on ZXC, and he's trying to get out from it. Went for the Slayer Fist. He's actually able to get out of it. Nubik now graved up. Not like anybody's gonna hit him with that Blade Mule on there. He's still alive. Now the Dazzle is the first one to go down. Nubik will follow afterwards. Afterlife is at least able to get the Nature's Prophet still. But he is in some trouble himself. We'll go down now. And that's going to be a 3, a 4, a 1. The one that bought back. Shishore Cat didn't want to be left out and just continues pushing. I mean, that's all they can do right now. They used everything they had. And they just do not have enough. Why?
Oh, God.
ZXZ, what are you doing? He actually gets the Aegis, but that's not worth losing your life for.
That's
He'll go
crazy.
down. This could have been a throw right now. This could have been GG. No Fear jumps in, goes down as well. At least he gets a Disruptor, but that's not worth it.
No, and I mean, DT, they've done a great job as far as killing people, but the fact is they just lose too much ground every time they do.
PGG, what are you doing, dude?
you need to be careful.
He's level 8.
He's just on the very edge of dying there. If J4 gets a hold of him at all, he instantly dies, and possibly if Scandal goes for him as well.
He is 4 levels lower than the lowest level of DT. Sorry, of
That
Power
hurts.
Rangers. Nice
Oh,
hook
nice
shot in though.
initiation by Nubik again
Yeah.
here. He did it in
Moonlight
the
Shadow,
last
though.
fight. He cancelled the Fiend's Grip in the last fight, but it's just not enough.
It's not enough. At this point, Moon might actually still die. He will still end up going down. Nice grave PGG, but it wasn't really needed at all. Might have been using that on the Clockwork instead. Scandal, trouble for him. He'll get picked up there. Suicides, rather. So that
Smart
happened.
move from Tim. Smart move from him then, because ZXC was going to get that kill. He's very behind on gold, and Scandal had just hit a dominating streak as well. So that would have been a lot of gold that goes his way. As it is, they use up a lot, they lose their racks, and DT, they don't even get that much from it. So it's a difficult situation for them there. But I mean, this is just PR's playstyle, right? They just do not stop fighting you. It's classic CIS Dota, but I feel like PR really do put it up to the max. When they go for you, they go straight for the jugular. Like, they do not mess around. They go straight for the enemy team here. PGG in front of everybody. The sacrificial lamb is going to be found by Scandal.
Yeah,
Run, PGG, run!
Sacrificial lamb, my ass. You should have
Alright,
just
it's gone.
warded. There is still a hookshot. They tried to initiate, but the force staff out of kinetic field happens. Afterlife still gonna glimpse back. Nubik stuck in the static storm. Will get picked up. There is no fear. Looks to be dropping as well. One more hit needed. There we go. That's godlike Scandal right now on his Timber Saw. It is 3-0. And that is gonna be a Afterlife that is farming the small camp. GG, well played comes out. No surprises there.
Yeah, they're going to lose the second Rax here pretty much 100%, and you can't fight normally with one Rax down from this stage of the game. They simply don't have enough time, considering how far they'd fallen behind, but this was a mostly even game. But the thing is that PR, every time they got a kill, they were able to actually do something about it afterwards. They got a little bit more room on the map, they got wards up, they got towers down. DT, every time they got a kill, they probably lost someone to get it as well, and they definitely didn't get towers. They definitely didn't get much in the way of wards down on the map. They just didn't have any map presence, really.
True. Well, we're going to see Power Rangers again, so we're going to follow the victors here. They'll go up against what on paper is a more tougher opponent. It is Relax, you are doing fine, who will be trying their luck against the Power Rangers. So stick around for that. Official starting time for that match is in about 15 minutes time. So get yourself a drink, because there is some time for it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Well, if you're going somewhere, actually, I just told you that you could get a drink, so that's allowed. But other than that, come back afterwards.
Don't go far.
Don't go far. There you go. Don't go far. We'll be back with the Relax, you're doing fine versus Power Rangers, which should be our blockbuster of the night. Though, to be honest, we've had some pretty active games already, so I'm curious to see if it can live up to my expectations. We'll be back.